Hey, how's it going? And today I'm going to show you how to use a for loop to create a UI and a user interface. And this has a lot of application. You can use it to create a keyboard, and I'm going to show how to do that in a future tutorial. But this is just trying to get in your mind around how you can use these expressions to create a UI. It's kind of taking things in a little different direction. So what this looks like is this takes a little while for it to play out, but it's kind of cool. And all I have in the scene is really a mutator zone and my burst device. And then after I show you what it looks like, we'll come back and take a look at the code. As soon as I walk into the mutator zone, the UI will start creating. And these are color blocks which are in the temporary UI module. And so this could be used as almost like a timer effect, you're waiting for something to happen. But I think there's 60 squares, and they just keep coming out like that. And you can make them go up or down or across, and this could be text or any UI element. It could be buttons or text or whatever you want. I'm just using color blocks to show the range of what's possible with it. I think there's 60 of them that are that are going to print out. And so I don't know, it might be some also could be helpful in some kind of board game or something like that, because these could be clickable as well. Okay, so that's it. And then all I have to do is walk out of the zone and it goes away. So let's take a look at this in the code here. This took a while to kind of put this all together. So here's all the modules, and I just call this iteration UI. And this is similar to how I've shown how to set up a user interface in the past. So we just create a canvas here as an option type, and we put it in a map. So it's the player is the key and the overlay is the value. And then we have an editable for the zone. And then up here we instantiate our canvas. And then on begin play we we have two methods. We have a show UI, which is here, and a remove UI, which is here. We bind to those events. And so when the player enters the zone, then we go ahead and get the player UI, and then we create the UI here. I was running into some problems because I wanted the UI to come out slowly. I didn't want it to just go out really fast, so I had to split this up. This was all one function. All this code was included in here, but I wasn't able to use the sleep within this context here. I couldn't call it. And so I had to split it out into its own separate little section here. So we have our create UI, and it returns my canvas. And then we spawn this display. And here's the code essentially that we use for creating that effect. So you know how when you normally make a UI, you have to do like a laundry list of all the elements? What's cool about this is that we have a for loop, and every time it iterates through, it's going to go from basically 1 to 60. And I have this here to create the rows. Once it gets to 15, we add an offset. Once it gets to 30, we add another offset. 45, we add another offset. And it makes it jump down. It's just a really nifty way of kind of putting the whole thing together. And so you don't have to list out, how many blocks would that be? 60 blocks. So it wouldn't be practical any other way but to do it with a loop. So it's just kind of cool how you could structure this with a loop. I mean, I have it as a for loop, but you could do it any number of ways with an array, or here I'm just using a range, but there's many different ways you could set this up. But this is just the basic concept, the idea. So anyway, I hope you found it helpful. Take care, have a great day, and I'll talk to you next time.